Let me start out by asking one simple question. Whose resilience do we want to build? There are three actors here: the nation, the community, the household. I can also add international partners, but let me focus on the three. Now, to the question, whose resilience? The straightforward answer is that all three. In all three, we should build the capabilities, and it should be done in a concerted way. Fair enough. That apart, I would like to concentrate on the resilience for the community. Resilience for the community is particularly important in instances where countries face the risk of drought, and at the same time, these are countries where there is a lot of land degradation. What does it mean? It means that to be able to be resilient, one has to do something about the environment, environmental protection. Without environmental protection, it will be impossible, I dare say, to build the resilience at household level or at national level. The actor in this instance will have to be the community. Why the community? Because typically the type of interventions that we need are A, infrastructural development, and B, biological interventions. What do I mean? Infrastructural development at the farm level, terracing, doing maybe some other related works in terms of soil conservation. One is at farm level. The other one is at the level of the bigger area, catchment area. And the catchment area has to be treated with various infrastructural interventions, terracing, soil and water conservation, building pits to contain so that water can infiltrate the ground, and various other things like that. That's number one. The other one is biological intervention, where you have to possibly plant grass of different types, plant trees, afforestation, agroforestry, and the like. These require a lot of labor mobilization. There are two ways you can get your labor. One is if a country is wealthy, it can pay for the labor. Typically, developing countries, they don't have the resources. So partly, the labor has to be voluntary. Some compensation, yes, but it will not be entirely wage-based. And therefore, the community has to act out of its own understanding for the needs of these interventions. Let me proceed quickly to examples of Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, various measures have been undertaken to improve conditions, environmental protection conditions, both at the household level, at the farm level, and at the community level in terms of catchment. One of the most interesting things that happened has to do with the terracing at the farm, at the household level. Running against time is not easy, but let me proceed if you will allow me. Because this is an interesting point. What I wanted to say is this. There were very successful interventions in building terraces of different sorts at farm level. But given the practices of open field grazing in Ethiopia, where it is possible that you can send your livestock to graze not only on your farms after the harvest, but on any other open field, the terraces started to be damaged and were soon non-functional. Every year, they needed to be rebuilt. Once the farmers understood that this is not the best way of proceeding, they started to become more responsive to efforts that were being done uphill by way of terracing, by way of creating biological interventions, trees and others, so that their cattle can then move to graze in these areas of the catchment areas. That when they soon recognized that this is a viable way of doing things, they were more willing to participate and offer their voluntary labor for the work that was being done at the community level in the bigger, wider area of hill slopes and communal land. I have to stop here, but let me end by stating one more fact. During the keynote addresses, it was observed that Ethiopia was able to lower the impact of the harvest failure and drought of 2011 through the safety net that it has put in place. That is very true. But what needs also to be appreciated is that due to the various interventions that have been made over the years, 10, 15 years, the severity of the impact of drought was far less than before. I hope we will catch up on some of these things.